I will not allow anybody to define me in terms of time and terms and elections. No. I will not allow anybody to define me in terms of time and terms and elections. No. This project is not about how many terms you serve or how many, which elections come this way or that way. I want leadership in Kenya to be defined by how much impact we are making, how much transformation we are undertaking, and how good a foundation we are laying for generations to come. That is what Kenya should be defined. That is how leadership should be defined in Kenya. It's not how long you serve. It is not, all about those things. Is about how much of a difference are you making? How much of an impact are you making? How much transformation are we undertaking? And how solid a foundation are we building? Not for tomorrow, not for the next election, but for the next generation. That is my focus, and I want to encourage all of us as leaders to focus about the future. We have wasted a lot of time. We have wasted eternity chasing the next election, chasing the next most popular thing, and in the process, our country has suffered. We are going to change that trajectory by God's grace, and this country is going to go places. I am very happy to preside over the transformation of our country, and I want to encourage us to be part and parcel of this transformation. I just want to commit to the people of Kenya that we will make this program transparent. No public resources will be lost in this program. We will make it efficient. It is my commitment to make sure that this program will be above board. We will share as much information as possible. In fact, the construction costs are open. Before you even apply, we tell you, if you want to quote more than this, don't even waste your time, because we cannot accept any bids beyond what we have designed the house to cost us. And we also are very careful about quality. We are not going to take any substandard work. And I want to thank our professionals, the Institute of Engineers, the Institute of Architects. For your information, our Kenyan professionals have made a big contribution to the success of this program. They have reduced their fee from about 12% of the construction cost to 2.5%. That is a mark of patriotism. Because of the scale of what we are building, we negotiated with them. And I want to say this so that Kenyans can know that we have some patriotic Kenyans out there. Our engineers, our architects have provided their professional service to this housing program at 20% of the cost. Correct? I sat down with them. They looked at me in the eye. I looked at them in the eye and I told them, look, we are giving you a big job. This is our country. Let everybody make their contribution. They are the heroes of this project, those professionals. And they have kept the standards. I must commend them. They have kept the standards. And I want to tell them to continue making sure that the standards are high and we are not building anything that is substandard. When I got the opportunity and the chance and the privilege to be president, I said, this is one thing amongst the many things I want to do. and because it is the right thing to do. We have said here, I've heard the country director talk of World Bank, and all the statistics point to a future that is urban. And we have no choice about that future being urban, but we have a choice on what type of urban future we are going to have. Are people going to live in informal settlements? Are they going to live in slums? Or they are going to live in planned, dignified shelter that has dignity? And so, because Kenya is urbanizing, we've just been told by the country director of the World Bank, among the highest in the world, 4.3%. 50% over our population will be living in urban centers by 2050. Maybe 30, maybe 35 million Kenyans, maybe 40 million Kenyans will be living in urban centers by 2050. And many people ask me, who told you that Kenyans need houses? Why are you pushing this agenda of housing? You know, maybe you are pushing it for other reasons. But I have a simple answer. The answers, the statistics answer them. Kenya is urbanizing, the highest rate, some of the highest rates in the world. We will have 30, 40 million people living in urban centers. If we don't plan about it, we will be living in squalor, as many of our citizens are doing. You have citizens that are living in subhuman conditions today. Go to any informal settlement. Mukuru, Soweto, you know, the famous Kibra, you know, just outside this hotel here, Karagita, just here, you have 10,000 people living in a small place. Go down to Molo. You know, I was in Molo and I felt very bad. You have close to 10,000 people living in a small place. You know, you have children staying in little houses with their parents. We had a confession from Kibra. It is the same in Kasarani right here, where kids, 10-year-old kids, are introduced to sex because they live in the same room with their parents. You know, those are the people who are firing my desire to drive this housing agenda, because those kids deserve better than we are giving them today. Those people in informal settlements deserve better from a government. And that is why you asked me about the consequence of my statement. That is why when I handed over the first keys on this program to my dear sister here, Jerusha, I said it and I meant it. It was actually the most consequential day in my political career, because we started to change the trajectory on how Kenyans live. The progress we are making in this space speaks volumes about the kind of future we expect. The most strange thing is none of the contractors in this space comes from outside Kenya. All the contractors doing our affordable housing today are Kenyan contractors. I mean, it's phenomenal. You know, you would expect that you have big Chinese companies or some other companies from elsewhere. This affordable housing is being built by Kenyan contractors. And a very big thank you and congratulations to them. And to sum it up is to say that going into the future, as I said, we have a pipeline of 700,000 housing units that is already where we have identified land. We are designing, we are working on improving from what we have today, learning what different configurations of housing that would make much more sense to more Kenyans. We're getting feedback from people like Cherusha and others who are living there. What is it that we can do better? And working with the UN, as they have said, doing a lab where we can, get more info, do more research, do a lot more R&D so that we can better deliver on this project.